Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RDA. This is another show of the Shauny and Retha show. So smash a like, subscribe. Today, I think we'll be discussing the common thing that has been the talking point this whole week. Obviously tomorrow is our West Ham match preview, so we'll get that up for you guys tomorrow. But for today, there's only one major talking point, and that's obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and what's currently happening in the fan base. Ole inners, Ole outers, all of that stuff. But first of all, Maloto, I must ask you, after we had a few days to sleep on it now, how are you feeling? Are you feeling better? Are you calmed down, or is it still like anger, toxicity? It's still like you still can't believe it? Because that's how I still feel. Like I still feel angry. I still feel disappointed. I still feel like I've given. It's like I didn't have any hope to begin with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but now it's just like, how much more can I take of it?
Yeah, no, I have not calmed down whatsoever. It's just a whole of anger, annoyance with the club, with the manager, with the fan base. Really, I'm just annoyed at everything to do with this club right now because I feel like we have we've let our standards go, which is a problem.
The other thing I'd like to say is that I see lots of people saying that our fans get very reactionary, and to be honest, if you've been all out for a while, it's not really reactionary because I said this. I can't even remember how long ago I said it because it might have been the Besiktas game actually in the Champions League game where we got knocked out or something. I said Oli lost this game, and he could go on an insane run. But come time to shine, and when it matters the most again, he's going to slip up when it matters the most. And he did that. He did that. Remember, Oli went on an insane run. Then we lost the Europa League final, and all of a sudden, Oli out is in full effect, and people are like, you guys are reactionary again. We've been winning. But even when we win, it's not good. It's not good wins. It's a Ronaldo wonder goal. It's a Bruno piece of magic. It's Paul Pogba turning up. It's always one thing where it's like, Varane with the last ditch tackle, Wan-Bissaka clearing it off the line. It's never just like, we played so well, we smacked them. They never had a chance. 75% possession. We created 10 big chances. We put them away. And I think right now, I just wonder how the players will go into training or will go into the next time they're all together again. Because I think now it has to change. When you have someone like Cristiano Ronaldo in your team, surely him and the other players now will be like, why aren't we playing better football, and why are games like this still happening? It's not about progress anymore. It shouldn't be about learning. Remember, we did that whole show about what we want to see from Oli this season, the rotation, the better brand of football. Oli hasn't really delivered in any of those things yet. So when is it going to change?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. We're not trying. All us are trying to prove a point. Like they're not trying to be right. So at the end of the day, we're still United fans who want best for United. So if Pogba scores a one goal and we win, if
We'll celebrate.
Rashford runs to 10, yeah, we'll analyze it for what it is. It's a good goal. We won the game. We're Manchester United fans. We're happy to win the game. So we won't be toxic. Because I feel like when you do that, when you don't even recognize the little good, then you're just trying to prove a point. But we won't do that because at the end of the day, we want what's best for this club. But even in those performances, we will still say, this was good, but then there was a lot of bad. Ole's not doing this, Ole's not doing that. And yeah, maybe I might sound like a hypocrite because I was there a few months ago backing Ole without any doubt. But I feel like it's a problem because as much as we might talk about the Glazers not doing what they're supposed to do and their standards not being good and they're not focusing on the football, we can get a manager fired. We can do that. If we all revolt against the manager, he's gone. We saw the Mourinho, we saw the Van Gaal, he'll be gone. But I kind of feel like our standards were fake, they're artificial in the sense that because United manager should be delivering. So we should be loud about that. We should be putting pressure on him. All is very comfortable. All is comfortable from all angles, from the fans, from the board, the players, ultimately the players, of course, because they want to try get the best out of the system. So they'll always look at themselves. But then no one is really making Ole accountable at the moment because a large part of this fan base is just letting it slide, and it's a problem. It really is.
Because you brought out a point that I actually wasn't going to bring up to you, but I was thinking about it. I don't know when. I think maybe last night. And I was just thinking, all these Ollie inners, all the fans who say, back the manager, just back the club no matter what. I know if Ollie's name was not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and it was
Just
Jose
gone.
Mourinho, but it was Louis van Gaal, and they did that, what Ollie is doing now, the last few seasons, they would want his head on a plate. And the only reason Ollie gets away with it is because of his name. He's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, legend of Manchester United. Because I think even top Reds, that's when you'd be deluded and you'd be lying to yourself. If you said if that was Jose Mourinho or Louis van Gaal in that situation, you'd be fine with it. You'd be happy. You'd still be back in the manager because when we did have Louis van Gaal, when we did have Jose Mourinho, we still won trophies and we still wanted him gone. We still were like, this is not good enough. And they did it with way worse teams than what we have now. So for me, it's inexcusable what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is doing. And yes, it's not over. The season's not over. We haven't this. Are we still on top of the Premier League? Yes, we're still on top of the Premier League. Are we out of the Champions League? No, we can still very much win all the games, go to the final, and see what happens. It's just this is the warning sign. This is the first warning sign. Not really, actually, because the start of the season everything was positive. We did well. We won. Then played Southampton. Back, reality back. Then Ronaldo signs up on a high, smash Newcastle, play Champions League, back in reality. These are early warning signs already about Oli hasn't learned, and it doesn't look like we're making much progress. The only progress is our starting 11 and our team overall. That's just gotten better. So I am very concerned and I am worried. But this weekend, does that just because I'm Oli out doesn't mean I want us to lose this weekend against West Ham. No, I want Oli to pick the right team. Go play amazing football. That could be the reality bite. Or it could be like, okay, now we have to change. Now we have to change. We have to play better football. We have to create a few chances because one thing about United is no matter we can create one chance, we still score that one chance. So why aren't we creating 10 chances? Why aren't we doing that? If we give Ronaldo 5 chances a game, who's not to say he puts away at least 3 of them?
It does.
Exactly.
It does. I mean, I didn't watch City's game yesterday, but City scored 6 goals. Like, they're the ones who need a striker, and they scored 6 goals. What? We have the tools, but we can't use them. And it's down to the manager. Like, and we're done with him because United standard, he played football. Ole does the exact same thing, doesn't even win trophies, and it's cool, Ole's at the wheel because Ole's a legend. And that's rubbish. That's rubbish. Look at the managers that other teams have. Tuchel, Klopp, Pep. Our manager just decided that we're gonna stick with this guy because it's romantic. And I feel like our fans need a serious wake up call. They really do.
Yeah, because like even yesterday I was watching the Liverpool game, and Liverpool they weren't really on it. They still scored 3 goals and they won the game or whatever. But I was just thinking, that wasn't Liverpool's best, and I have seen them perform better. And Jurgen Klopp, what I loved about what Klopp said yesterday, he said, what, we're a bit lucky today, to be honest. Individual brilliance actually kind of won us the game today. It was a great goal from Hendo, another great goal prior to that, and he said he was disappointed because it almost seemed like we weren't playing our football. We weren't moving it quick. It was just everyone was frantic. It was like we were all playing in the moment, and I was like, wow, I was just so jealous. I was like, Klopp is just he is special. And I watched City like they don't have a striker and they're bossing teams around. I'm like, nah.
Good.
And then Tuchel in the Champions League, he created only one chance and they scored 1 goal and they won 1-0. And people are like saying, so where's the criticism for Tuchel? But I could play the same card. I could be like, so Tuchel went 10 men. He lost his right back, Reece James, on the weekend against Liverpool at Anfield, and he still held on the draw. He still knew how to counter attack. He still almost looked dominating team. So where's the excuse? We played young boys. We have a better team.
Yeah.
There's, I can match you at that card with the same reasoning. So for me, it's ridiculous. And I think this season there is nowhere to hide. And I think Paul Scholes even said something on PT Sport. He said, I haven't seen the clip myself, but I've seen lots of reporters quote it and stuff. I suppose he said it live on the BT post match. But he said the only difference between now Chelsea, City, Liverpool, and United is the manager. And I was like, okay, when I read that, I was like, if Paul Scholes said that, fair play then. At least he knows, because I think you'll be lying to yourself to know if you didn't have Cristiano Ronaldo, we wouldn't be in this conversation. Ronaldo is the difference maker now. I think if we didn't have Ronaldo, we'd have already been like, we would have given up. We'd be like, there's no hope. But I just feel that because we have Ronaldo at this club now, there is a chance. There has to be a miracle. And if you can't do it with Ronaldo, you will never be able to do it. This is the guy to win you and take you places. And if you can't do it with him, you can't do it with Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, this whole team. I don't know what's left for you, and I would rather not waste this time, and sort it out now. So either Ollie
Yeah.
needs to catch a wake up and he needs to start changing it, which I doubt and I highly find unlikely because we haven't seen it once ever in his time here. Or we're gonna get just any other manager and play better football and we'll start winning games. So
Yeah. I think what Scholes is starting to realize, or maybe he's probably secretly always known it, but all these legends, Ferdinand, Scholes, Owen, Hargreaves, they're all back Ole because Ole's their mate, they don't want to speak out and then they want to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I think what Scholes is seeing now is that we have such a good opportunity now and we have such good players and we are wasting it. And as much as he probably hates to do it, what's happening is that he's realizing that he has to put United first and not his mate first or not a legend first like we fans do. Because at the end of the day, it's about winning trophies. And with Tuchel, like, yes, he does have games where he's defensive, but then he sets it up so well. He sets it up to a T compared to Ole. And two, that's a few games where he feels like he needs to do that. For the bulk of the games, Chelsea hold the ball a lot. They create a lot of chances. We never see that. We never ever see that. It's just long ball football. So for me, I do believe Ole could change and he could eventually be the guy to win us things. But then the argument is that there's people who we know can. There's the Contes of this world. There's the Zidanes of this world. And if you really believe in the United standards to win trophies, you say, okay, goodbye. We want to win trophies now. We have the squad to win trophies now. Let's bring in Conte. And I don't think Conte's a good example because I don't want that football. Like, I am so sick of defensive football at United. Mourinho, Van Gaal, basically, fake ball and didn't have the players to do anything else.
yeah.
So, I'm this person who's just going to go and just be true to our values. That's all I want right now.
In an ideal world, Klopp was our manager. I've always said it. I said when he left Dortmund, I was like, I want Jurgen Klopp to be Manchester United manager. He would have been the perfect fit. He's got the passion. He's got the tactics. And if he had the squad, I would cry. I would cry to see what he would do, because
Dude,
he's Jurgen Klopp.
at this point, I'll take.
No, at this part, standards are low. Like I said, I take Mr. Butler. I'll take Mr. I'll take anyone. At this point, it can't be worse. It honestly can't be worse. But yeah, it's a very weird situation. And I think also the other thing is, Ali Paul Scholes' mate, Hargreaves' mate, but so is Ronaldo. And I tell you what, Ronaldo won't have those standards.
Yeah.
If there ever was hope this season, it's only because of Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo won't have it. He won't have it. We seen it. As soon as he got subbed off, he was trying to manage this team. He won't have this. Ronaldo will not have this. So that's our only hope. And I think that's the only thing we can cling on as Oli out or whatever, is that either Ronaldo is going to make Oli catch a wake up and we're going to be starting very well, or freaking the other way, worst case, touch wood happens, Ronaldo gets him fired. It's like, what is this? Get him fired. Get out the door. Let's bring in a real manager and we can win things, because, overall, the level needs to go up now. You can't be losing to young boys, regardless 10 men or not.
I know that Ronaldo is more of a striker, of a poacher nowadays, so he will not be on the ball as much. But if you watch Ronaldo at Real Madrid towards the latter end of his stints there, and even at Juventus, as much as he is the poacher, he still gets on the ball to do a lot of interplay. He's still on the ball. He still has those tricks. He can still move it quickly. From time to time. We saw like a very small fraction of that in the first two games. A lot of the time, Ronaldo is isolated. And not just Ronaldo. We've seen this for a very long time.
But,
and it's clearly not the problem with the quality of striker, because now we've got the best striker we can have there, and it's still happening. So you can't say who we're gonna upgrade.
I was gonna say it's isolated, because the way we play isolates our Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes in midfield. Because what we do, Fred gets the ball, passes it to Lindelof and Maguire, long ball forward, and then it's over. Yeah. It's over Bruno's head, it's over Pogba's head. No one can do anything about that, and it goes nowhere. It goes to the opposition. Now and then it works out. One out of maybe 15 times it'll work out. When Lindelof hits that one perfect pass. But that's the same thing again. Fred gets the ball, doesn't know what to do with it, pass it back to Maguire, long ball forward, aimless. What it does, pass back, long ball. I'm tired. I've had enough. I want proper football. We need to be getting the ball. How hard is it just to say that even if you want to play out the back, Maguire, Fred, come short, collect the ball, do you fucking pass it back? And passing back must be the last resort. You turn, you give it to Bruno or Pogba instantly. And if anyone's going to hit a long ball, it's going to be Pogba to hit a long ball. So you give it to one of those guys, they either give it to Ronaldo to go on goal, they create something, or they give it to the wingers. Now we have high quality wingers now. Whether it was Paul Pogba on the left, or whoever it be on the left now, Sancho, give it to one of them, they will create something with Ronaldo, So all he's got the players, he needs to change it. And it starts this weekend.
We're not demanding Klopp or Pep, because we know all is not that. But at least keep it on the ground. Dominate games.
The only time I'll accept a long ball is if from either right or left side into the box where Ronaldo is waiting. That's the only time I'll accept it.
Yeah. And we're not saying we don't want long balls completely, but then it can't be your only MO.
Yeah, it can't be like yesterday when we had freaking Sancho and Pogba on the wings, because they're not going to chase the long ball, If we had a Rashford, maybe it works, because it did work now and then in the past. But we don't have Rashford there anymore, We've got creators. Give it to their feet, let them do something with it, Why is Fred hitting long balls? Why is Maguire hitting long balls? Why is Lindelof hitting long balls? It makes no sense, So it's got to change. However, it's all very well and said that is going to change. However, I think it's going to change for the worse, because Ole said that he wasn't going to have another Istanbul performance again. He wasn't going to let that happen. And he did. He let it happen again. We lost to Young Boys. And you know what's going to happen again? Malota, I don't know if you've been knowing about it, but there's a certain partnership called McFred. And Ole loves McFred. They're going to come back into the team. They're going to sit deep. We're going to park the bus. And we're going to count the teams yet again. Going to make ourselves hard to beat. We're going to slip up now and then. We're going to win games now and then. We're not going to create enough opportunities, and I think that will be the reality of the situation. And I don't think Ole will learn, and I don't think we'll go forward. And I think eventually, over the long haul, it's going to end in a disaster.
Yeah, I want some of these journalists to go in the press conference and ask Ole, when did you see Sir Alex play two holding midfielders for the majority of the season and be very defensive? Yes, here and there, fine. He used to do it, But when have you seen Sir Alex do that? Because you claim that, you're looking up to Alex and you want to go in his footsteps. Because he would never. And it's almost illogical to do that when your strengths are in attack as much as ours are. So I don't know what this man is. I really don't know what's going through his head.
Yeah, neither do I. Nobody knows what's going through his head. If there is anything going through his head, Ole could very much said, like what he said, we're unlucky. The 10 men didn't help us, pitch didn't help us. I'm like, you see. What is this? What's this? Nope. So I think United and Ronaldo sadly is going to be in for a rude awakening once again. However, there's something that always happens with United when things like this happen. All of a sudden, Ole's juju takes him over the line. I'm going to read you our next couple of fixtures, Moloto, because it's a bit scary. I won't lie. It's getting scary. So it's West Ham in the league, Villa in the league, Everton. Our next Premier League fixtures. Sorry, this is our next Premier League fixtures. So it's West Ham, Villa, Everton, Leicester, Liverpool, Spurs, City, Chelsea, Arsenal. Now, wouldn't it just be such an Ole thing to do to come out of that flawlessly, shithouse his way through the wins, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, we play, let's say Brentford in a cup semi-finals, and we lose to some DC team, when it matters the most. Because I think that's an Ole thing to do, and that's what I think could happen again. I think, we'll see McFred. We probably will win games over the line. I don't think it'll be the way we need to win games, but he's going to get over the line, and then people will be like, you see Ole reactionary, then we'll lose that vital game. Ole out will come out again, and then everyone will be like, no, you're being reactionary again. But we knew it was coming at the point, You're supposed to be consistent. So, I don't know, it's just a headache. I told you guys I told you last season. Clayton very much believed it, but I told you it was going to happen. And I don't want to be right, but unfortunately it did happen last season, and I just have a feeling it's going to happen again. You think there's any hope Or do you think luck is gonna run out this time?
Nah, dude. The thing is, his players are so good, you know, and he'll play on the counter against the big teams. And for a lot of the games, the players will get him over the line. So we're gonna finish in the top three. We will. We're gonna maybe get to the FA Cup final, maybe get to the quarterfinal of Champions League. But at the end of the day, he just won't be good enough. You know, it's just gonna come down to that. And yeah, it's gonna be a very frustrating season, even more than last, which is a scary thought.
And remember, we also have like Carabao Cup, FA Cup fixtures, and Champions League fixtures in between all of that. So from I think it gets serious from October the 2nd. So that's Everton, Leicester, Liverpool, Spurs, City, Chelsea, and Arsenal. That's when it gets serious, because that's
All most of those games. We're gonna counter the big teams, and then we'll probably lose to like Arsenal or something.
mm, some would say though. The thing is, okay, Everton. It's very early to say, but Everton are defensively good. They'll probably play a low block, so counter-attacking won't work against Everton. Leicester, we generally, I would say, we do get the better of Leicester now and then. Liverpool's Liverpool. I think that's one game where I'll become the top rate. I don't care what happens, whatever it is. Don't care if it's the worst in the world. I'll take it. Spurs are defensive now. They're not gonna come out and attack us anymore. So I don't think counter attack will really work there. City, like I said, it depends on what the situation is. 'Cause Pep allows Oli to beat him when it doesn't matter, but when it matters, hey, we're not beating Pep, so it is what it is. Chelsea,
Strategy.
I feel like Tuchel
You know,
won't impose his football on us, and Arsenal is a banana skin, so it's a bit sketchy.
that's strategy. He knows that if he just lets Ole win those games, he'll stay in charge of Manchester United, and he doesn't have to worry about United winning the title. But yeah, no, the thing is, here's something to think about. Liverpool took 4 points from us last season. Liverpool were horrible last season, but they took 4 points from us. At Anfield, we were the better team in that run. The last 3 games, we were miles ahead of Liverpool. But what happened? The game played. Pogba went to the right. Some other stuff happened. We were defensive.
All of a
We made
sudden,
Liverpool
I don't
look.
know, let's say we see Cavani left wing now, it's like, yeah, anything can happen, all he can do is, all of a sudden we're seeing Pogba T.
And then come the home leg. I know there's a whole debacle with our fans, and then we were tired. But we were outplayed by Liverpool. A team that's been doing crap the whole season outplayed us because they can play football. Ole, it was counter-attack, which it still is to a certain extent. Now it's long balls. A big team is rounded. They can play long balls, they can play counter-attack, they can play on the ball, they can slow it down, they can pick it up. You can't just be relying on one aspect and think you're going to win the Champions League. No, that's a joke, So, yeah, we're in trouble. We're in trouble.
Yeah. So, I think I only really want to ask you one more thing, Moloki, is that if you are Oli, well, actually it's kind of 2 questions, but if you are Oli, what would you be doing now going forward? Like if you are Oli, don't pretend what you would do. If you're Oli, what do you think Oli's going to be doing? And the other one is these players, what would you be trying to do? Would you say anything to Oli? Would you say anything to the coaches, or do you just think it's a one-off game? We just go again. The cliche nonsense that we keep hearing.
You're asking what I would do or what I think Ole's
What
going to do.
Ollie's going to do? Like you Ollie going to Solskjaer now, or do you think Ollie's going to be like McKenna, Carrick? What is that? This is nonsense. Why are we moving the ball quick enough? Why are we not playing? We need to get this better players. Or you think Ollie's going to be like, that's why we need McFred. We need to make sure we can't get beaten, and we just hope that we snuck a goal. Because Ollie himself said, as soon as Ronaldo scored, that should have been enough to win the game. And I was like, what? What? No, you go get another one, and you go get another one, and then maybe it's done. It's done. Because if we were 2-0 or 3-0 up and the red card happened, it was game over. It didn't matter. It was game over. So,
Like, enough to win the game, and what role did Sir Alex do that? Opposite of that.
Sir Alex didn't care. He wanted to win any game. He would risk losing the game if he meant trying to go win it. That's how Fergie was. He didn't care. He didn't play for a draw. He didn't play for anything. He was like, I'm gonna go win every game, and if I lose because I tried to win the game, so be it. That's football.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast. I'm forgetting the name. Where I think it was Ben Foster was on it. He's kind of big on YouTube now, and he was saying that.
No, I think I know. What's it called? Oh, I would like to give them a shout out because I know what you're talking about.
It's quite popular at the moment, actually.
Yeah.
I think they're doing well. What's this? He was saying on the show that sellers would listen to his staff and all that. And once one of the goalkeeper coaches said he must play Ben because he's been doing good at penalties, and they're going to go to a penalty shootout or something like that. And then Ben went in and he was shit at penalties. It was horrible, and they lost the game. And he was saying after the game, Felix lost it. He lost it. He shouted at Ben, and he shouted at the goalkeeper coach. He said, why give me crap advice? How can you tell me to put this guy, say in order to take penalties, and he shit at it. Ole's never gonna do that. Ole's not. What Ole's supposed to do is go in today or yesterday and don't shout at the players. The players didn't do anything. Take his coaching staff and say, I am sick of this shit. I am sick of it, and it needs to change, and you're not good enough, and you need to be good. No, you're going to go to McKenna and Carrick and be like, what do you think we should do? And should we bring McFred back in? And these same people have been advising him for over almost 3 years now, and it's not changing. They're clearly not good enough. So, for me, it's a reflection of the manager, because he has the power to fire them. He has the power to put in a word and tell something.
If Oli wanted another coach, you can get one now. There's no transfer market about a coach. You can get a coach whenever you want in a season. You can change it around as much as you want. So it's just up to Oli, really.
About the right type of people, and I understand it to an extent, but then that can't overshadow the quality. It can't. Just because Carrick is nice and you know him and he's been at United doesn't make him a good coach. It doesn't. So Ole needs a wake up call. He's like, oh, I got a chance. I wasn't really qualified. They called me up. Now I'm here. Now I'm gonna do the same for the rest of my mates. No, you're gonna get fired if you do that. So yeah.
It's tough. I just see a funny picture now of Oli when we went now it's Ronaldo. That Oli picture where he's like pointing at Ronaldo in the boardroom or whatever it is. And then Paddy Power tweeted it. He said, and he quote tweeted it. It's always taking the piss, but I'd like some piss to be taken, after a depressing week of Manchester United. He said, honestly, the Europa League's really good now. Even Tottenham and Arsenal can't get in it. Don't knock it until you've tried it. So,
like this season, your final might be United versus Barcelona. It might be lit. It might be something else. But to answer your second question, I don't think I did.
The player one.
The Barca won't. They really can't, because you have to kind of know your place. But the captains, Ronaldo, they need to try to say something. They've got the stash at this club to say something and not get in trouble. Ronaldo specifically. Ronaldo needs to go to Ole and say, Ole, I respect your position, but this is not it. I've won Champions Leagues. He must drop it. I've won Champions Leagues, and this is not how we did it. And because you've also won Champions League. So what's going on, And that needs to happen. That's our only hope right now.
Yeah, I think, and it's so unfair to ask of that from Ronaldo. But like I said, this is what we're living on. We're living on the faith that Cristiano Ronaldo plays for our team. So it's not fair to Ronaldo, but like I said, this man, he's honestly something special. He's one in a million. If there ever was a man who's going to go up and call Oli out on his bullshit, it's Cristiano Ronaldo. He would be like, listen, Chelsea, City, whatever, they're creating so many chances. Boss, Oli, whatever, we need to start creating more chances. We need... Yesterday, we played too many long balls, I don't agree with you taking me off. I know my fitness better than anyone, better than doctors, whatever. I know how much I can take. I could have won us the game. Even Bruno would be like, I don't know what Bruno, I don't even want to know what's thinking. I don't even know what Bruno is thinking, because he's also like, we need a goal where he took off me and Ronaldo. I don't understand. So Bruno, Ronaldo, we can hope. Maguire, I don't trust. Maguire ain't gonna call out anything. So
there we go again. And they all did it.
They all did.
Oh my.
I'm sure Ronaldo was even like, you tweet that, I'm just gonna go home. I wanna reflect. But if you want to tweet that, you tweet that. That was not Ronaldo sitting. Ronaldo is not sitting there. I can tell you this for now. Ronaldo is not sitting there saying, "I'm going again." This time. He's not doing that. Ronaldo would be like, his PR team is tweeting whatever. It's probably in his contract to tweet it. Ronaldo's at home and he's fuming. He is fuming. So, yeah.
Like, you know what I want to know, and I don't want the show to drag on too long. I can imagine this, but I want to know what this guy does in training. What does Ole do in training with these players? Because I've heard players like Hazard say that people like Surrey, who play more front foot football and on the ball, you know, it's not like when you would compare it to Mourinho, where it was detailed about the other team. He was saying that what happens is that with Surrey, it's just about how we move up the pitch, every day. How to break down the low block. Every day we're just doing that. And what does Ollie do in training? Because it's been so long. He's had so much time to fix this low block issue. So what is so hard about breaking down teams? What is so hard about creating chances with the best players in the world? I just don't get it. I wish I was a
You
fly
listen,
in
it's
those
even
training.
baby steps. It's not even something serious. All you just have to be like, okay, first of all, Fred is clearly just not working in the midfield. Whether I put him next to whoever, whenever I play Fred with somebody, it's not working. All of a sudden, Paul Pogba, when he's next to Fred, can't influence the game at all because Fred doesn't pass to Paul Pogba. He passes to fucking Lindelof, and Lindelof gets the ball forward. It is what it is. So first of all, he needs to be like, right, no more Fred. I can play Pogba in the midfield, but I need anyone better than him. And Matic and Donny probably work next to Pogba. That will probably work next to Paul Pogba the best out of anyone. And then second of all, he needs to be like, okay, we are not doing long balls anymore. Let's just try to keep the ball on the ground. Quick, let's try to move it quick first touch football. Move it into the midfield to Bruno Pogba. Let them create something. If they can't really create something, spread it wide. And when it's wide, there's only one thing you have to do. Put the ball in the box. I don't care if it's 2 meters high. I don't care if it's on the ground. You just make sure that ball keeps on getting whipped and whipped and whipped into the box. Because it really is that simple. And then we can build off there.
If you think about it, why does Carrick do the tactics? Not because delegating is good. He does the tactics because I don't know the tactics. That's what it is, if you think about it. Ollie doesn't know the tactics, so that's why he has Carrick do it. And maybe that's a style that could have worked in ancient football times, but not anymore. The manager needs to be more hands-on, or he needs to go out and find someone who's brilliant in that department. Like I just can't imagine Ole being like Pep, just instructing them how to break down block and just giving this insane insight. I just don't see that in him, and it's just not good enough. It's not good enough for this club.
Yeah, but I think it is what it is. This is it's very sad times, but like I said, I want to put it past Ollie if he somehow shithouse his way to all those fixtures that I just read out. He wins them all, and we can be sitting here every week saying Ronaldo won us this game, Bruno won us the next game, Pogba won us the next game, because the players and the team are that good. They are really that good that they can probably win you a game by themselves without tactics, without anything. So I'm not saying this is the end of the road. I'm not saying this is the end of the world, but slip ups are going to happen more frequently than it should in situations where it shouldn't. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah. Anyways, Maloto, is there anything else you want to say? Because obviously we still have a match preview to do tomorrow.
Nah, this is too much, really. Can't even condense it down to one show. Manager's that much of a train wreck. And it's just hope that somehow something clicks. Same hope we had last season, same hope we had the season before, and we were proved that it wasn't going to happen. Yeah, if evidence says anything, we're in for a very tough.
Yep, I agree. But we go again tomorrow. The Manchester United. We go again tomorrow because the match preview. Lots to talk about tomorrow. So if you haven't already, subscribe, smash a like, turn on notifications so we know we upload or go live or whatever. And yeah, we'll check you all tomorrow. We have Clay, so we'll make sure Clay's depressed with us. Don't worry, we'll make sure. Today you got away with it. We'll make sure he's depressed with us tomorrow. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all very very soon. Goodbye.